Good morning everyone. I am Mohammad Mazri Khan, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. So today in this session, I am going to explain one of the important topics of management and economics. So we shall discuss present worth comparison, future worth comparison, annual worth comparison and rate of returns. These topics that comes under module 4. Before proceeding with the various comparisons methods, we shall discuss one of the important topics, that is decision making. You go to any part of the organization, it might be healthcare organization, it might be a manufacturing organization, it might be any organization, so there comes an alternatives. So basically, if you have a given set of alternatives, you are going to select the best alternatives, correct? So engineering economics decision are always made from a known list of alternatives. If we have a set of alternatives, we are going to select the best alternatives. If we don't have any alternatives, if we don't have any of the alternatives, it means to say this is the only way we need to proceed, correct? So there the comparison does not comes into picture. So in the previous lectures, we discussed about the cash flow diagrams. So basically the cash flow diagram is a pictorial representation of the quantities such as present worth, present amount, future amount, interest rates, the number of interest periods and so on, right? So basically here also, we are going to check the worthiness of the project by comparing the various alternatives. So for this, we have a set of comparisons such as present worth comparison, future worth comparison, equivalent annual worth comparison, rate of return calculation. We shall discuss in detail about the present worth comparison. So say for example, if I consider, if you want to travel from one place to another place, you will have the various alternatives. Either you can travel by car, either you can travel by bus or train or airways. You have the various alternatives. So among these alternatives, you're going to select the best alternative, correct? So it might be anything. Say for example, like you want to purchase a vehicle. Okay, so if you want to purchase a vehicle, you will consider the various parameters. What will be the initial investment, what is the EMI, what is the salvage value. Salvage value means the resale value. So if I purchase this vehicle, what will be the resale value, correct? So if you have the various alternatives, you are going to consider the best, right? So considering the various parameters, so considering what? Considering your initial cost, considering your salvage value, considering the rate of interest, considering the number of interest periods, everything comes into picture, correct? So first we shall discuss about the present worth comparison. So what is the procedure, how to solve the present worth comparison? So this, if you understand the present worth comparison, it is similar to your future worth comparison, equivalent annual worth comparison. The thing, what exactly it varies. Say for example, so we discussed about the cash flow diagram in the previous classes, right? So this is at time 0. Say for example, here it is P. P is nothing but what? Your present amount, right? Say here you have a future amount, that is F. Here you have, you have A. So these are all A, that is annual amount. Okay, so here this is interest, right? And here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on up to N. Okay, so this is what the cash flow diagram is. Cash flow diagram is nothing but it is a pictorial representation of various quantities, such as this is the present amount, future amount, annual amount, number of interest periods and interest rates. So in this cash flow diagram, it tells you everything, right? So basically in present worth comparison, what we are doing, we are bringing all this future amount, annual amount to time 0. That is what we are doing in present worth comparison. Say for example, here you have alternatives. Say alternative 1, alternative 2, alternative 3. You have these three alternatives. So first what you will do, you will find out the net present worth of alternative 1, net present worth of alternative 2, net present worth of alternative 3. You are going to compare all these alternatives. So in present worth, what you are doing, you are bringing the future amount, the annual amount to time 0. That is in case of present worth comparison. In case of future worth comparison, what you are doing, you are converting this P, present to future amount, annual to future amount in future worth comparison. In annual worth comparison, what you are doing, you are converting this future amount to A, present amount to A. Okay, so the procedure that remains same for all these three methods, that is present worth comparison, future worth comparison and annual worth comparison. If you have the alternatives, then only we will proceed with what? The various comparison. Next, we shall move on to the procedure to solve the present worth comparison. Okay, so what is the step-by-step procedure in order to solve the present worth comparison? The first thing is, you have to list all the data and you need to distinguish the cash values. That is, either it might be cash inflow or cash outflow. What is cash inflow? Cash inflow is nothing but your revenues. What is cash outflow? Cash outflow is nothing but your cost. So in the problem, they may give annual revenue, that is nothing but cash inflow. Okay, so they may in cash outflow, that is nothing but your cost. In the problem, they may give annual cost or maintenance cost or operating cost. So that all is nothing but your cash outflow. Basically, you know the cash flow diagram, right? So cash flow diagram, so this horizontal line, it is nothing but what? The number of interest periods, right? 3, 4 and up to n. So the horizontal line, it is nothing but number of interest periods. Okay, so if cash inflow is represented by upward arrows. Okay, you need to understand, because this is the basic to solve all the comparison. Okay, so upward arrow, that indicates cash inflow. So say for example, here I have inflows, that is nothing but annual revenue that is generating in a particular project. So this is represented as A. Okay, so A, so either I may have a salvage value, that is nothing but resale value, that is nothing but yes, it is represented as yes. Yes is nothing but your salvage value, or we call it as resale value. So basically, if you have a vehicle and if you want to sell it at the end of the interest period, right? So that at the end you will get the value, not for the interest periods, right? So S represent a salvage value. So you have to understand here the upward arrow that indicates cash inflow. It means to say the revenue, the amount you are receiving it, that is nothing but your cash inflow. Cash outflow is nothing but the amount you are spending it, that is nothing but cost. It might be your annual cost or operating cost or maintenance cost. Whenever you hear the term cost, it is nothing but cash outflow, the amount you are spending it. So cash outflow, it is represented as downward arrow. Say for example, the initial investment, it is represented as cash outflow. Investment, so that is nothing but the amount you are spending it. It is represented as downward arrow, that is nothing but your cost, cash outflow. Correct? So say for example P. So next is what? So they will give the interest. Okay? So here this is nothing but what? This is nothing but your cash flow diagram. It is abbreviated as what? It is abbreviated as CFD. So it is abbreviated as what? CFD. cash flow diagram. So basically cash flow diagram is nothing but you will get to know all the details. What is the initial investment, what is the annual revenue you are receiving, and what is the resale value, what is the interest, what is the number of interest periods, you will understand here. Okay, first procedure, you have to list all the datas and you need to understand what is cash inflow, what is cash outflow. Then you have to plot this cash flow diagram. It is nothing but cash flow diagram. It is abbreviated as CFD with usual notation. Next, step number 2 is draw the cash flow diagram with usual notation. Next, what is step number 3? Step number 3 is nothing but calculate present worth for each component on the CFD using appropriate formula. That is nothing but your step number 3. Basically here what you are doing, you can calculate considering this cash flow diagram, you need to find out you need to calculate what? Present worth. You need to calculate present worth in case of present worth comparison. In case of future worth comparison, you need to find out future worth. In case of annual worth comparison, you are going to find annual worth. Okay. So next is nothing but, next step number, add present worth of all the inflows and outflows separately. So here we have listed the inflows and outflows, right? So you are going to calculate the inflows separately and outflows separately. Okay, that is nothing but step number 4. Step number 5 is nothing but calculate net present worth. How net present worth is calculated? Net present worth is calculated by this formula, that is net present worth equals present worth of cash inflow and present worth of cash outflow. In the previous step, you have calculated what is the present worth of cash inflow and present worth of cash outflow. So net present worth is given by present worth of cash inflow minus present worth of cash outflow. Cash inflow is nothing but your revenue. Cash outflow is nothing but cost. Revenue minus cost, that gives the profit, correct? So what is the last step? You need to choose the alternative which has highest present worth. Why we are going to select this highest present worth, highest algebraic value, whichever alternative that is having the highest algebraic value, that is selected as a best alternative. Why it is so? So why? Because revenue minus cost, that gives the profit. So every organization will work on one principle, to maximize the profit and to minimize the losses. If the alternative that is generating more profit, you are going to select that alternative, correct? So if the alternative, say for example, in the alternatives, if you have all the values as negative, so whichever value is least negative, then you are going to select that alternative, correct? Say for example, I'll do one thing, like say alternative 1, you got rupees some 20,000. Okay, say alternative 2, you got rupees 40,000. Say alternative 3, you got rupees 10,000. So which alternative is best? So alternative 2 is best. Why? Because the algebraic sum, because alternative 2 has highest algebraic value. So alternative 2 is best. Say in the same problem, for the same problem, if I write it as minus, okay, so if I write it as minus, which alternative you are going to select? You are going to select alternative 3. Why? Because the alternative which is having the least cost, you are going to select that alternative as the best alternative. So you have to remember here, in case of if you get all the positive values, you are going to select which is having the highest value. If you are going to, if you are getting answers in all the negative values, you are going to select which is having the least value, correct? Say for example, if you get like plus, if you get a combination of this positive values and negative value, which one you are going to select? Obviously you are going to select alternative 2, not alternative 3. You got it? So you have to understand the net present worth is nothing but present worth of cash inflow minus present worth of cash outflow. Inflow is nothing but revenue, outflow is nothing but cost. Revenue minus cost, that gives the profit. You are going to select which is having the highest profit, or you are going to select which is having the least loss. Correct? That is one thing. So next, last step is what? You can find in the net present worth either by compound interest table or by formula method. You guys are familiar with the formula method. Why? Because in the previous module we have not used the compound interest table. In this particular module I'm going to explain with the help of compound interest table. Now let us solve a problem. An entrepreneur owning a small scale industry wants to buy a milling machine. He has 3 machines in view from different manufacturers. The initial investment, annual revenue, salvage value and the lives of 3 machines are given in the table. Consider rate of interest as 14% compounded annually and calculate present worth of all the machines and compare them. We shall solve this problem now. So here we have 3 machines, machine 1, machine 2 and machine 3. These are all 3 alternatives. Okay, so the initial investment, annual revenue, salvage value and life for 3 machines they have given. For machine 1, the initial investment is 25,000, annual revenue is 10,000, salvage value is 4,000 and number of years, that is 7 years. In similar way they have given for machine 2 and machine 3. So what are all the data they have given? So they have given all this, right? Initial investment, annual revenue, salvage value, life, and they have given rate of interest as 14% compounded annually. So here we need to select the best machine. So an entrepreneur, he is willing to purchase a machine. Okay, so he had got the initial investment, annual revenue, salvage value from 3 different manufacturers. So he wants to select the best one. Okay, how we are going to select? So we have discussed about the procedure. So which one is having the highest net present worth, we are going to select that machine. That is the best alternative among these 3 alternatives. Okay, how to proceed with this type of problem? So here we need to compare what? Present worth. So first you have to write the given data. So given, they have given interest rate as 14% compounded annually. So here for machine 1, what is the initial investment they have given? Initial investment for machine 1 they have given as how much? Rupees 25,000. Correct? What is the annual revenue they have given? So annual revenue for machine 1 they have given as rupees 10,000. What is the salvage value they have given? Salvage value they have given as rupees 4,000. You need to identify which one is cash inflow, which one is cash outflow. Initial investment is the amount you are spending it. It means to say this is what? Cash outflow. So whichever amount you are spending it, that is cash outflow. So annual revenue is nothing but the amount you will be getting, that is nothing but cash inflow. So what is the salvage value? Salvage value is nothing but resale value, and even that is cash inflow. Okay, so what we have done, we have just identified the cash inflows and cash outflows. That is step number 1. So next what we have to proceed. Okay, so what we are doing, we are finding to find net present worth for machine 1. We need to find what? Net present worth for machine 1. So what is the formula for net present worth? So I'll write the formula. Net present worth for machine 1 is nothing but present worth of inflow minus present worth of outflow. So present worth of inflow minus present worth of outflow, that gives net present worth of machine 1. So here in this case, inflow, we have two inflows, cash inflows. One is annual revenue, one more is salvage value. If in the problem, if they have given annual cost, again that will be cash outflow, correct? So here annual revenue and salvage value are what? Cash inflows. So how can we write this? We can write present worth of inflows. We have what? Annual revenue. So I can write like this. Annual revenue plus present worth of salvage. So these are all what? Inflows. Minus outflow. Outflow, what we have? Outflow we have as investment. So that is, so present worth of investment. So this is what? This is the formula, right? Net present worth of machine 1. So what is the next thing we need to do? We need to draw what? CFD. So cash flow diagram. So how we are going to draw? We'll see. Okay. So here, how many number of years we have? We have 7 years. So how you will draw this? So number of years they have given is 7 years. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So total number of years they have given us 7 years. Next, initial investment. Initial investment is at time 0, correct? So initial investment is at time 0. So whether it is a cash inflow or cash outflow, it is cash outflow. Cash outflow is always indicated as downward arrow. At this point, he is spending how much? He is spending 25,000. Correct? So next is what? Annual revenue. Annual revenue is nothing but every interest period he will be generating some amount. What is the amount he will be generating? 10,000. It means to say upward arrow, right? So this he will be generating. So how much he will be generating? 10,000 every year up to 7 years. So this is nothing but annual revenue. Annual revenue is how much? 10,000. It is 10,000. Okay, next, salvage value is nothing but resale value he will be getting at the end of the year. How much he will be getting? Salvage value he will be getting as 4,000. And what is the interest period they have given us? Interest period they have given us 14% compounded annually. This is how we need to write a cash flow diagram. By seeing this cash flow diagram, we can tell what are all the quantities are present. Here initial investment, annual revenue, salvage value, number of interest periods and the rate of interest. Okay, so initially what we have to do, we have to find net present worth of machine 1. So present worth of annual revenue, present worth of salvage, these are all what? Inflows. Next is present worth of investment. So basically in a present worth, what we are doing, we are converting these salvage value and annual revenues to P. So this is at time 0. You no need to convert this P, right? So you have to convert A to P and S to P. How we are going to convert this? Okay, so here first I will take present worth of inflows, that is present worth of annual revenue. I'll write here present worth of annual revenue. How you are going to find this? So here we know the relationship between P and A. So what is the relationship between P and A? So P is equal to A into 1 plus I whole to the power of n minus 1 whole divided by I into 1 plus I whole to the power of n. Okay, this is the relationship between P and A. P is equal to A into 1 plus I whole to the power of n minus 1 divided by I into 1 plus I whole to the power of n. Okay, so here we need to find what? We need to find P when all other terms are known. So here what we are doing, we are converting these A's to P. Okay, so here A we know, right? A is how much? 10,000. A we know it is 10,000 into 1 plus I is how much? 14%, that is 0.14 whole to the power of 71 minus 1 whole divided by 0.14 into 1 plus 0.14 whole to the power of 7. Okay, so this is what, if you find out these value, right? So what will be the answer you will be getting? So you will be getting as 10,000. This you will be getting as 4.2883. Okay, this is what present worth of revenue. So the answer you will get it as 42,883. Here we got the answer as 42,883. It means to say we have calculated this annual revenue by using a formula method. So here there are two approaches. One is formula method, one more is by using interest table method. So basically here what we have done, we have converted A to P. So we have converted A to P. It means to say we have converted at time 0. Why? Because we are proceeding with the net present worth. Okay, so how to find out? By using interest table method. So I'll write the method 2. Method 2 by using interest table method. By using interest table method. So how we can find out present worth of annual revenue can be written as, so we know what is A, we have to find P when A is known, I comma n. You understand this? P bar A, it means to say that to find P when A is known, I comma n. I is interest, n is number of interest periods. So this part we will get it from interest table. So A we know, right? A is how much? 10,000. A is 10,000. To find P when A is known, I is how much? I they have given as 14% and N is 7. So this value from interest table we will get same what we have written here, 4.2883. So we will get this 4.2883. We will get this in interest table. How we will get it? So you have to search for 14% rate of interest, and for number of years how much they have given? 7. So to find P when A is known, if you search you will get these value, 4.2883. so the answer will be how much? The same, rupees 42,883. So this is what present worth of annual revenue. Present worth of annual revenue. Okay, so you can solve either ways. So this part is tedious, so we can opt this. Directly we will get this value, no need to calculate from the formula, that is 1 plus I whole to the power of n minus 1 whole divided by I into 1 plus I whole to the power of n. We can adopt this method for comparison. Okay, so what we have done so far, we have converted A to P. Now we have to check this salvage value. We have to consider this as a future amount, then we need to convert to what? We need to convert to P. Let us understand how to use the interest table. So in the given problem, the interest rate they have given as 14% and the number of years they have given as 7, correct? So in the interest table you have F bar P, 14, N, P bar F, A bar P, P bar A bar F, F bar A bar G, and so on. So first, initially what you have to do, you have to go to 14% interest factors for discrete compounding periods. Then you need to highlight the number of years. The number of years in the given problem they have given as 7, and here we need to go to P bar A. If you just check out P bar A, the value we will get it as 4.2883. In a similar way, we can find the values for F bar P, P bar F, A bar P, A bar F, F bar A bar G, and so on. Next, we shall find out the present worth for salvage value. This part we have completed. Next, we shall find out the present worth of salvage value. How to find this? To find present worth of salvage value. Salvage value, it means to say salvage is nothing but what? Salvage is nothing but future amount. It is the future amount. You just imagine you have like this way. So you just imagine you don't have this A and you have only this. Okay, so what we are doing, we are converting this salvage to P. So you just imagine in this way, like here you have salvage value, that is nothing but your future value, and you need to convert this F to P. Okay, so we know the relationship between P and F. What is the relationship between P and F? P is nothing but F into 1 divided by 1 plus I whole to the power of n. This is what the relationship between P and F, right? P equals F into 1 divided by 1 plus I whole to the power of n. So here we know what is the future amount. Future amount, how much they have given? They have given us 4,000. We know future amount, we know I, we know n. So this value we will get directly from the interest table. Okay, how can we write this? So we can write present worth of salvage value can be written as F into to find P when F is known, I comma N. How can we write this? So future amount we know, future amount is nothing but salvage value, that is nothing but 4,000. So to find P when F is known, I they have given as 14%, N they have given as 7. So what will be the answer you will be getting? Salvage you will be getting as 4,000 into, so 0.3996, 0.3996. If you substitute, you will get rupees 1598.54, 1598.54. This is what the value you will get it. Now we have found out what is P salvage. So here present worth of investment, this is already at time 0. You no need to convert this. Okay, so we just need to substitute. Next we need to substitute the values, right? So how we'll get net present worth? Net present worth of machine 1 is nothing but present worth of annual revenue we have calculated, right? How much present worth of annual revenue is 42,883 plus what is the salvage value? We got it as 1,598.54 minus, so this is cash inflow minus cash outflow is how much? Cash outflow we have only one in this case, that is 25,000. So we will get it as net present worth of machine 1, we will get it as rupees 19,481. Next we shall find out the net present worth for machine 2 and for machine 3. Next we shall move on to find out the present worth for machine 2. So for machine 2 they have given initial investment 45,000, annual revenue as 15,000, salvage value as 6,500 and number of years they have given as 7. So in a similar way, how we have found out for machine 1, we have to write the cash flow diagram. So cash flow diagram, initial investment is what? 45,000, that is outflow. Inflow is how much? A we have given, so that is annual revenue, so they have given as 15,000 and the salvage value, that is nothing but resale value, they have given as 6,500. For number of years is 7 and rate of interest as 14%. So how can we write this? Net present worth for machine 2 is given by present worth of annual revenue plus present worth of salvage. These are nothing but your inflows, this is nothing but your outflow. So here annual A we know, right? So we are finding by using compound interest table. A we know, A they have given as 15,000. P bar A to find P when A is known. So when A is known, we are converting this A to P. To find P when A is known, I comma N. And next salvage value we have to consider as future amount, we need to convert to P. So F is known, to find P when F is known, I comma N. So minus, this is at time 0, no need to convert. So you have to keep as it is. So if you just substitute, so by using a compound interest table, if you find the values P bar A, comma 14, comma 7, you will get it as 4.2883 and P bar F, comma 14%, comma 7, you will get the value as 0.39964. If you substitute, you will get the net present worth for machine 2, we got it as rupees 21,921. In the similar lines, you need to find the net present worth for machine 3. So for machine 3, so A will change here, A will be annual revenue will be 20,000 and initial investment will be how much? 70,000. Salvage value will be 9,000. Interest rate will remain same. Number of interest periods will also remain same. You just need to substitute here. You will get net present worth for machine 3. You will get it as rupees 19,362. Now, so our main aim here is to find the best alternative, right? Among these 3 alternatives, which is the best one? So, if you just see here, machine 2 is having the highest algebraic value, that is rupees 21,921 compared to all other machines, compared to machine 1 as well as machine 3. So, we can conclude that the net present worth of machine 2 is best. Means to say, the machine 2 is best compared to machine 1 and machine 3. I hope the concept is clear enough. So in a similar lines, we can find out the future worth, we can find out the annual worth also. So if you find future worth and if you find annual worth, if you compare with respect to future worth and annual worth, you will get the machine 2 as the best alternative. So that completes the problem.